Oh, bother.
Hey everybody, it's Yin Yang Total War, and welcome back to another episode of Power and Politics Season 2. In our last episode, well, it began like this episode with the Siege of Epidomnos. However, as you can see, the tables have turned. These rebels are incredibly desperate if they think that they're going to attack a settlement with a full garrison, especially a garrison containing our greatest general. So let's get into this battle.
When we have thrown these invaders back into the sea, I hope that Neptune will drown them all. I want these bastards dead. By sword or sea matters not, but dead. Stand ready.
And these warriors are certainly ready. Nothing's gonna phase these guys. I mean, everyone's got a six-pack, so how could it? That being said, we've got a pretty solid plan. We're covering both sides of the city. We're not going to force the garrison to defend any longer. This is up to the Auxilia. They're going to take care of everything, so don't even worry about it. Or at least that is the plan, but you know how plans go.
Get running!
All right, and it does look like the first engagement has begun. Let's go check out how things look on the other side. And it looks like we've already beaten back their general. They always like to send their general up the main causeway. I'm not sure why that is.
To me, your aim. Wait for it.
And it is certainly a bad day to be a rebel. Ooh. Now, someone in their force did not do proper scouting, or they would have known the kind of army that was going to be waiting for them here. And already they are fleeing, and honestly I believe that this is the end of the battle, so I'm going to let the troops chase them down, but we're going to get back to the campaign map to keep this party going. And of course a decisive victory. Our cavalry over here took a little bit more, well, casualties than I was anticipating, but that's okay. And because they're rebels, we're just going to go ahead and kill them. And that's followed immediately by a noble death. I'm afraid I know who it is. Oh, nope. Okay. Not who I thought it was going to be. Trentia Costa. Gnaeus Cornelius Trianus. Oh, wait. So then our leader is dead. Marcus Cornelius Agrippa has finally passed on. How old was he? And the 3rd Legion has the plague. Oh, good. Good. Right as a war is kicking off, the 3rd Legion gets sick. We love that. Also, the 3rd Legion is not a full legion. I didn't realize that. We're going to have to find a solution for that. However, our main priority is going to have to be getting the 3rd Legion back up to good health. before we can worry about recruiting and getting our finances back up to good health as well. Now, I believe Traianus's death, or excuse me, Agrippa's death is going to be pretty hard on our power. Not quite yet. It hasn't shifted. But you know it's about to be. And then the House of Julia is right back in a risk of secession. Not sure what that's about. Let's see. I mean, was he just commanding that much respect from them? The balance of power is certainly shifted. They're back up to 17%. And I'm surprised that we've taken that much of a nosedive with their loyalty. That's a little concerning. I guess Gnaeus Traianus is not as popular as his father was, but hey, that's part of it. Speaking of, we're gonna have to get Spurius really pumping out some loyalty from the senators. He's only got 7 senators in his pocket. 185 here, 49 here. I'm really surprised that he hasn't got more. And we can't afford to give him a promotion. We've only got 6 coming from Medlianius. And then we've got 118 coming from him and 80 from him. Let's take a look real quick at Marcus Agrippa. 75. Hey, he's pretty old. Alright, we're going to have to keep an eye on the House of Julia, of course. I keep trying to balance it to where they're not hating us, but as long as we have those barbarians as our protectorates, I think they're going to continue to have an issue with that. It's causing too much grief. But I'm not about to let them go either, so. Now, as for these guys, I'm thinking that they are probably... They're not peacekeepers. I'm going to say that our barbarians are an unrelenting force. So let's do that.
At your command. We hunger for battle. At your command.
And I do believe that it is time to deal with the sons of Symmetrios.
We hunger for battle.
So let's get them. And of course they fled.
On the move.
I wish they would have stopped at the bridge. I would enjoy a bridge battle. But that's okay.
Commander, you have further orders?
We're going to give this one to the House of Julia. So let's do it. And it looks like we are about to be in for one heck of a battle. We do outnumber them, but we don't have any legionnaires here. So that is going to impact the result. Let's jump on into it.
Men, I must ask you now to face an army of Gauls. Barbarians feared by, well, farm animals mostly. Their practices are unmanly, unclean, and not suitable for the delicate ears of honest soldiers. Prepare to fight them!
And so this battle gets underway. So, we do have 2 armies coming in here. Obviously, our enemy is going to be taking the high ground up in the forest, and that is going to be a tough obstacle to overcome. We've got our barbarian Auxilia force in the 2nd Auxilia over here, and then the 3rd Auxilia is, of course, going to be taking the brunt of the attack. Or at least that's the plan. And with such a lovely landscape and gentle rain, you wouldn't think that a bunch of people were about to die today, but they definitely are. As you can see, the enemy forces, and we can't see all of them, but they are they're here to fight. They're not here to run back to their city, even though that might be the best course of action, especially with a fresh legion in the First Legion coming back to the Balkans to really handle the situation as it stands. I mean, once the Legionnaires show up, it's really going to be over for them. Now, something that you've really got to appreciate about Total War Rome 2 is these sounds. And I think that I've talked about this before, but just listening to the soft rain, the marching of the troops, you don't really get this feeling from Warhammer, and I really do miss it. And it's something that we're going to talk about in our Let's Talk tomorrow. But I believe that, and I think that this is confirmed by what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but I believe that this kind of stuff doesn't get enough praise, right? We're always talking about what's wrong with Total War, and we're not talking about what's right with Total War. And because of that, we lose some of that. We lose some of these features that we really like. Now, do I think that every army should sound like that when they're marching up? No, but these heavy armies, they should sound like that. The missiles, when they hit units, they should sound like that. And it looks like we're getting started.
Riders at the double!
Advance and speed!
And it does look like the second is finally arriving on the field, or at least getting formed up on the field. And everybody's preparing to enter the forest. We still can't really see what they've got going on in here. And something about Total War Rome 2 that I am not mad didn't stay was the inability for the player to really see in the woods. I'm so used to being able to hold spacebar and have a lot of this foliage disappear that, well, you'll see the result. It gets a little bit nasty, a little bit disorganized in this tree line, and that is going to become a problem that works very well into their advantage. And here comes the enemy. They've decided to take the initiative, charging downhill at my troops. Here we go. And what we weren't prepared for was a majority of their army to be coming down at our reinforcing legion. Or our reinforcing army, excuse me. And you've got a lot of the Saki kind of frozen in place because we don't know where more of the enemy is going to come from. Fortunately, the cavalry has gotten in here and cleared some of the path for us. But it's definitely not a solution to our entire problem. As you can see, our forces are starting to fold over on the left flank. We're going to have to really bring in the short swords to try to close that gap, but it's really not enough. Fortunately, their infantry is more occupied with taking our infantry than closing in on our valuable skirmishing forces. Now, we were always going to win this battle, but we definitely didn't have to take losses like this. This is a little bit of an embarrassment for the Roman Republic, and it is going to only embolden our enemies as we continue down. Victory or not, whether it's close or Pyrrhic, I'm going to see this as a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. And surprisingly, a close victory. They got quite a few kills in that battle, bloodying the nose of both of the Auxilia. But we were able to overtake them, and that's what's important. So, let's enslave our captives.
Your next command.
And with that, he is dead. Opening up the path to Singduin, and for our legion to come on in. And we're actually going to be bringing him down through the north, so let's have him go into normal march in case he gets ambushed. And Singduin is going to be a tough battle, so let's... Who needs it the worst? Yeah, I'm going to say they need it the worst. So they're going back to Delminium.
Ready for battle.
And we're going to send the 3rd Auxilia to Epidomnos.
Ready for orders.
And it doesn't seem like that really helped them in terms of replenishment, but hopefully we get them back up to speed. They might have to sit out the siege of Singduin. Same with the second Auxilia, really, just depending on how much we're able to really get them back up to speed. And we might have to use the 4th Legion as the reinforcing army for Singduin. But let's look across the ocean. Looks like Syracuse has remained still. We have not seen an incursion come from Spain yet, but I do know that it's coming. Let's see if we can do anything to increase our money making, because we're a little bit in the hole. That's only going to give us 50, and it's going to cost 1287 to build it. Yeah, we're going to have to go to Corrales for this. And thankfully, he's out here doing his thing. Or at least he should be. Let's expand the city of Corrales. And we should honestly be pumping out quite a bit here. Financially, and it looks like our influence is pretty strong. Let's take a look at our temple tree to see if we can get anything that's actually going to boost us up. The Shrine to Vulcan would be cool, but not really thematic to where the area is. But a Basilica of Neptune, that's going to give us plus 30% from maritime commerce. That's going to help us a lot if we can get all the way up there. So, I'm going to say yes. Just because I think that it's a good call on that end. And it'll help us shore up the rest of this population difference. Let's see what... Okay, so it looks like we have an event that is adding to us here. Or is it my... Yeah, so it's the Festival's Edict. That's really boosting us up here. And the slaves are what's really tearing us down. Cultural differences isn't really attributing to anything. Taxes, of course, and squalor from buildings. We could undo that with a aqueduct to really counter that squalor. Let's get an aqueduct built. That's going to help counter the squalor. Plus, it's going to end up boosting us in the long run. And then let's look to our north. See if there's anything that we can really just build up brand new that's going to help us out. We're going to get a library here. Really, I think the only thing that's going to help is getting Illyria back online. So we'll keep the we'll stay on the path for now and bring Singduin into the Empire. And that's going to be the plan. And it looks like I'm starting to press into my time, so let's go ahead and end this turn. And of course, I can never end it properly.
Commander.
Oh, good. They're both getting it. Okay, so for these guys, I'm going to give them inexorable conquerors. Because they've fought so many battles and they're doing, I mean, they're just fantastic. They don't ever lose. And let's keep giving him his reputation for being a great warrior.
We hunger for battle.
And it doesn't look like I owe anybody else a promotion. All right.
I say this, if we do not stand back to back with sword and shield,
All right, let's
jackals
see.
will drag us down.
You don't want to pay me? I don't care. Ooh, and the Scordici were not at all beaten back. They have quite a bit left in the tank, and so we're going to have to pull back. This one legion is not going to be enough to overtake that many troops.
Retreat!
So let's get back to Jessica.
At ease, men.
Ooh, that's tough. And this rebel army is still around. Let's go ahead and fight this battle real quick. I don't want to end on another siege of Epidamnos, as funny as that would be.
When we have thrown these invaders back into the sea, I hope that Neptune will drown them all. I want these bastards dead. By sword or sea matters not, but dead. Stand ready.
In service to Rome!
Man, is it me or does every Roman general have a boner for Neptune when they're defending a coastal city? I mean, I get it, but come on. All right, and taking a bit more of an aggressive stance than the barbarian forces of the second. Their general always tries to close quickly with our troops, and it always ends badly for them. But they did bring both cavalry units, or at least two of their cavalry units over here to fight us. So let's give them what they came for. Oh my. Oh, sorry, buddy. That was a friendly fire kill. That's, yeah. All right, and I would say that that battle is mostly over. Let's check out what our cavalry is doing. It looks like they're forming up for another attack. The cavalry over this way are not faring any better. And it does appear that they're sending some forces around to try to shoot us to death, which is something they've tried to do before, but it usually doesn't work out for them, and today is not going to be any different.
Happy to serve Rome.
Swords drawn and feet ready! He really looks like a general, doesn't he? Better still, he fights like one.
And here we go for the final charge. And it looks like that's going to be it for this battle. And let's hop back on out to the campaign map to close things out. All right, it is finally over. Or at least I hope it is. And we're killing more rebels. And Fastus Cornelius Crispinus comes of age. Unfortunately, I do not have an army for him to take over at this point. But we do have quite the series of battles coming up. The fight for Singduin is going to be a tough one. It does look like they have started to spread out. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. But that is something that we're going to have to handle in the next episode. Until then, to all my friends wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll see you next time. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks for watching, especially to those of you who have been with me since the beginning. I am still having a blast and very much enjoying the formation of this community with all of you. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please let me know, because I want to make even better content as we continue down this journey together. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and want to support me, then you know what to do.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one.